fact did take an accessory building and put beds in it, that does require Ulster County Health Department approval. You increase the number of sleeping areas, you'd have to increase the size of the septic system. This is not a criticism, sir, this is just letting you know that this is a factor that we have to consider in the review.
Okay.
I did serve 2 years on the county planning board. They're gonna come back with the mandatory requirement that you cannot back out onto a county road, seeing as it's no longer residential use, it's not a 1 or 2 family dwelling. Okay, and I've seen this, I've been involved in this type of work almost 20 years. They are gonna come back with a comment that there's gonna have to be some type of turnaround at the end, so you do not back, state and county roads, you don't back out on, other than 1 or 2 family dwellings, that's pretty much a given. And they don't even like it where the residences back out, say on a new construction. So these are planning issues. If you have parking on the other property that is going to be for use of the larger property, it's bad plan, okay? Maybe it works for you in the field, but considerations for us to review this, we have to have it so that not just do you meet the criteria, but is it adequate, is it proper, does it fit the neighborhood? So these are considerations that are going to come up when the public hearing is ultimately closed, and these are questions that the board, myself included, will have for you. So please talk to your design professionals and incorporate this into your site plan. My own opinion on this is I don't believe it was well thought out, and it does not look like it was well planned from my perspective. Again, and not a criticism, sir, but it's something I have some genuine concerns about.
I can add a little bit to that. Before you mentioned that when you go to back out, just as soon as you get past the bushes over there, you can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're driving out or backing out, the bushes need to disappear.
We can.
That's not good,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to put your car out there the same distance as if you were backing out to get rid of the bushes. So that'd be something that has to be put on your plan, that you're gonna have that situation take. That's why we need a site visit.
Yeah, two of my other large concerns here is, one would be parking. You've met the minimum threshold, but, you know, with your website here, you have, and I understand your wife is conducting, obviously, a large amount of classes. You have, on the 25th, it's sounding Jessica Kaplan, Katie Down, and guests, okay, in addition to that. So if you have that, you're advertising for a cook, so we really need some information on food preparation, not just the prepared, but how it's going to be served, and food waste, how it's done. Because if you have any kind of commercially prepared food service areas, typically you're involving an exclusive waste disposal system, a grease interceptor, that kind of thing. So this is additional people on here, so I'm really questioning that if you have.
The guests are coming like for 2 hours each,
Mm-hmm.
like each of them.
But
all day.
it's more people that are using the facility, and it relates to the parking. If you already have 4 or 5 people, as the gentleman said, that are parking off-site to use the property, it's not good planning. Okay, so your parking on the site itself is inadequate. That tells me that straight up. So these are considerations I'd like you to keep in mind as you're progressing forward with your map.
I'm not able to store all that information in my head, so
Okay.
is that something that I can make notes of, or can you
Yes,
email it to me?
What I will do is,
What's the best way for me to keep track of that, because it's a lot for me to digest?
Of course it is. And
What's the best, is that something you can email to me, these concerns, so that I can be prepared for them?
Yeah, let me do this. I want to actually talk to our planning consultant, whom I've known for 15 years. I've worked with on numerous projects. I want to discuss some of my concerns with him, and I'd like to get his input.
Okay.
So I'm not misspeaking myself. Those are my concerns, and maybe he will say, well, this has been addressed, and concerns, or my concerns will be alleviated. Let me speak to him first. I will do a list, and I will send it to Lisa. I'll have her email it to you.
Great.
See, originally, you had told us that they wouldn't be eating there,
That's,
and they would go walk to the closest restaurant. There would be no cars.
mhm.
And, but that whole thing has changed. Now there's cars, there's really no walkable place to go eat.
There are no walkable places. A lot of times guests have been responsible for their own food. That's been something that we've done
Yeah.
over the years as well, and that's what we originally applied for.
But the whole dynamic has changed.
Right, so if there's additional requirements for that, then we would either meet those requirements or revert to our original
Well,
plan.
if you can give us, and I'll get you this list, Lisa will get you this list. These are things, even if you have to put together a narrative in a Word document or something, that this is what's gonna happen, this is how it's gonna be addressed, and these are the parameters of it. Because special use permit, you know, we need to understand that so we can agree to the conditions or establish conditions. So there's the situation.
Yeah, if you can kindly put all of those concerns and things that we.
See, a special use permit, we have to be comfortable with what you're saying you're gonna do.
Sure.
And we can put in stipulations on it. We can put it where you have to renew it every 6 months. So let's get things down factual and what's really happening and go from there.
Sounds good.
That's all I got.
Okay, I guess that's it for tonight. They'll send you Paul will send you an email, Lisa will.
Okay.
And our next meeting is, I believe it's September 9th. And then we'll reopen the public